Okay, so more on what happens when you come to Orlando. So when you go and eat anywhere, right, whether you eat or drink anywhere, what's going to happen is after you eat or drink, you're going to become sleepy. Okay, you're going to fall asleep right where you at. And you're going to sleep for a little bit. Then there's going to be a song that plays. And then there's going to be a loud boom and you're going to wake up. When you wake up, you're going to realize that you fell asleep and you're going to leave. You're going to pick up all your stuff and you're going to leave. You're going to begin to walk wherever you're walking at or before you leave. And someone is going to tie you up so you stay like that. Now what happened is while you was asleep, you was in a trance or a hypnotic state. You was put to sleep. All right? And so when you wake up, your body, it no longer belongs to you. It now belongs to the devil. Your mind, will, and emotions all now belong to the devil. Okay? So now you have his mind. All right? Then when you leave, you get locked like that. So you're not coming out. You're not going to never come out of that state unless you give your life to Christ and be born again so you could be resurrected in his spirit so you could be alive and have life again. What happens when this takes place is that you strictly in your flesh. Okay? You strictly in your flesh, and everything in your flesh is weak. Okay? So your mind is weak. You weak in relationships. You feel insecure. You feel vulnerable. You always sleeping. You don't have a drive. There's no energy in your body. You lethargic. All these kinds of things. The flesh becomes weak. So you become the weakest link. And the spirit man is now opposed to you because Satan has taken your spirit while you fell in that trance by coming in agreement with witchcraft through that food and that drink. Okay? So now you belong. He has your spirit. And he's turned your spirit against you. You have his mind. And so they had odds with each other. You understand? So now this gives way to pervert you. This gives way to full-blown perversion. So everything is going to be perverted. Now you're going to be addicted. Now you're going to be, dominated by the devices of the world. You're going to be easily gotten through, different types of relationships. Like you're going to be weak and vulnerable, when it comes to relationships. So you're going to be promiscuous and all these sorts of things. This is how perversion enters. And so you go your whole life feeling empty. And you continue to try to fill a void that will never be filled unless you give your life to Jesus Christ. You have to be born again and resurrected in God's spirit in order to have life. Okay? This is how you're put into death when you come here. They don't give you no choice. You came here. You came in agreement with the witchcraft that you knew nothing about. You come in here to have a good time. You go and eat the food. You drank the soda. And now you done fell asleep and now you belong to him. You got his mind and he got your spirit. And it's just doomed from there. You have no desire. Like your mind ain't your own. So you don't have a thought to go seek God. You don't have a thought to seek God. This is what it's designed to do. So Satan becomes your God. And this becomes your way of life. against your own free will. This is why it's wrong. And this is why God is bringing like correction like no other, judgment like no other. Because this is wrong. He gave us all free will. Not for us to be controlled by witchcraft, right? By your spell, by your ritual, by your magic. Not for us to be put under your control. But for us to continue to have the power of a choice. To choose. Every day we choose. So will you guys choose Jesus Christ? Because you need him. Jesus is the only way to salvation, the only way to heaven, the only way to the Father. You choose, and then you cultivate a relationship, and then you allow God to lead you. All right? Be blessed.